I just really felt like we needed to have like a more serious talk. I know I joke a lot on here because I just like to keep credit repair fun, because it can get a little redundant and boring sometimes. So yes, I definitely wanted to clear some things up and just stress the importance of credit. You know, a lot of us weren't taught a lot about credit in schools or sitting at home. Like, we didn't learn about credit until it was too late. You know, by the time we learned the importance of credit, we had already messed it up. So I know that doesn't apply to everybody, but for those of you who do, like, I understand. And it's not your fault that you don't know. It's not your parents' fault that they didn't know. You know, it's just a cycle of things. So that cycle ends with you. You're taking steps to get your credit right if you have kids, you know, so you're not leaving behind debt, or, you know, just so you can just have a better life. You know, we all deserve to have a really good life. First, you need a credit monitoring service. The first one I recommend is Smart Credit. Smart Credit is tri-merged, which means that you can see all three bureaus on one site, side by side. So Experian, if you have their premium membership, you'll be able to see all three bureaus on that one site. I believe their premium membership is like $20 or something like that per month. Then you have annual credit report. They're giving us free weekly credit reports until April of 2021. So definitely take advantage of that. Next thing you want to do, if you have public records on your credit report, the next thing you need to do is contact LexisNexis and put a freeze on that account, and also request a consumer file or a full file disclosure from LexisNexis. Another company you need to contact is SageStream. They've also been known to verify inquiries, evictions, and things like that when the credit bureaus are looking to investigate your account. When you send in these dispute letters, these are the third-party accounts or third-party companies that they go to validate, verify, or investigate your information. So to do that with SageStream, you can call them the same way you would LexisNexis, simply say the same things, or you can go on their website and request a security freeze, and also request a copy of your consumer file with them, so you'll be able to see what their what information they're supplying about you to these companies. So now that you got that done, the next thing you're going to do is review your credit report. Okay, so we're going to start with our personal information section. Now, the reason why it is so important to update and remove information in your personal information is because you'll dispute an account with the credit bureau, and they will investigate. And what they'll do is look at your personal information section. And if something connects, such as your name or an address, bam, that account has been validated, verified, and it stays on your credit report. So it is very vital that you update this information. Now, how do you dispute? So you can write a simple dispute letter that says, in this format, date the letter, put your name and address, put the credit bureau's name and address, or in the subject line, put update personal information or correct inaccurate personal information, something like that. Dear Equifax, but just say, I would like to request that the following items be removed from my credit report. And then start with the names, list the names. Number 2, start with your any date of births that are inaccurate, list the date of births. Number 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, social security numbers, employers, addresses, all that. Put all that there on that letter. Do not sign the letter. Print your name, print it out. Send 2 copies of identification with this letter. It could be your driver's license and social security number. And if your address that's on your driver's license is not the same, send a copy of a bill or bank statement to the credit bureaus. Okay? That was a lot. I hope that made sense to y'all, because I wanted to make sense before I move on. Let's move on to inquiries. All right, so inquiries typically aren't something that you need to worry yourself with, but if you have excessive inquiries and you have inquiries on your credit report that are not linked to an open account, by all means dispute those. They tend to have a lower effect on your credit report after a year, and they're not really a big deal unless there's a high amount of inquiries. Now, if you have some inquiries that you know that you did not do, unauthorized inquiries, something that you know you didn't apply for, you didn't give them permission to run your credit, file an FCC complaint on those inquiries, print that form out, mail in a dispute letter, and simply say, the following inquiries listed below are unauthorized, attached as the FTC complaint, also with the list of inquiries that I did not authorize. Please remove these inquiries immediately. You can list the inquiries on your dispute letter with the name of the company and the date, attach the FTC complaint, send in 2 forms of identification, mail it in to the credit bureaus. That's one way. When you're on the telephone, you can very well get inquiries removed. If they send you over to the fraud department, 9 times out of 10, they just want to know what inquiries is it that you would like to have removed. Already have your list of inquiries ready, the name of company and the dates. They'll have them, they'll put you on hold, go through, remove all the inquiries. It may, and sometimes they'll say it'll take 24 to 48 hours to reflect on your credit, or they may say it'll be updated the next time you get your credit report. All right, we got inquiries out the way. Next. Okay, so we're gonna go on to our derogatory accounts. So those will be your closed accounts, your unpaid closed accounts, derogatory student loans, charged off accounts, and collections. So what you're looking for, now that you know the status will be derogatory for each one of these accounts. So you're going to be looking for the balances. Are they consistent across the 3 bureaus? The dates, payment history, company contact information. You're going to be looking for accounts that don't belong to you. And if you find accounts that are not yours, let's just highlight them. Look for accounts that could belong to someone else with a similar name or the same name, men, that don't have a generation identifier. If you're named after your dad or a family member or grandfather, something like that, y'all have the same exact name, but they just don't have that generation identifier. Highlight those accounts too. Accounts that are closed but listed as open. Joint accounts that only belong to your spouse. These are things you want to look for when you're looking at your derogatory accounts. A lot of times people feel like they can just dispute accounts just because it's derogatory and then it will come off. You're not disputing an account based off the derogatory status. However, these are the accounts that you want to dispute. What you're disputing are the things that are wrong with the account. You don't just get to go apply for a credit card, run it up, let the account close or charge off or go into collections, dispute the account, and then have it removed. That's not how it works. And I know nobody sets out with the intent on an account closing, charging off, or going into collections. I know life happens. Trust me. So I'm not here to judge anybody, but I'm here to clarify that that's not how credit repair works. You don't run up debt and then just go get to dispute accounts just because it's derogatory, falsely say it wasn't yours just to get the account removed. That's not how credit repair works. We look for inaccuracies. We make sure that when credit bureaus put information about you on your credit report, that they went through the proper procedures before just putting information on your credit report. So yeah, when you're disputing your derogatory accounts, these are the things that you're looking for. So if you notice that balances are off, you can factual dispute the account. And I have a factual dispute letter that you all can use. It's free in my credit Facebook group. Don't put too much thought into perfectly trying to format a dispute letter because it just does not take that much. When I say sometimes I have been super ratchet with the bureaus and got things deleted, I talk to them like I would talk to anybody. I'm a very nice professional person, but I can be very blunt and straightforward too. I don't want to beat around the bush. Look, I want this off my credit and I want it off now, so just be straightforward with them. And those are the things that you look for when you're challenging or disputing your derogatory account. Now, if you dispute an account and they verify the account, send a method of verification letter because you need to know how they verify. What is your method of verification? And you can say that in a letter. It doesn't have to be, okay, so let me find out a method of verification letter. Okay, so how do I word this? You can basically say to the credit bureaus, look, I disputed this account on July 15, 2020. You responded by saying that the account was verified. Okay, so I need to know your method of verification. Please provide me with the person that you verified this debt with. Who did you speak with? What date did you speak? What do you have, in your consumer file that validate this debt? Do you have any original contracts bear my signature? If so, send them to me, post haste. That's what you do. That's all you're saying to them. Like, you need whatever they have, send it to me. If you cannot give it in 30 days, delete this account. For your collections, the first thing you want to do if you get a collection call and you happen to answer the phone and they say, is this such and such speaking? Who is this? Oh, this is Sasha with ABC Collections. Sasha, contact me by mail. Click, and that's it. Do not verify your identity with Sasha. Don't give Sasha nothing. Hang up that phone. I want all correspondence via mail. Click. Don't validate no information with Sasha over the phone. Okay? And if you made the mistake of confirming your name or confirming that you owe a debt, like they called you on some gangster shit and they was, my bad. Oops. They called you cussing, or they called you panicking, or, saying that they're a law company or something like that. Just spamming, trying to scare you into paying them something. From this point on, do not answer any more phone calls. If they send you a letter, respond by sending them a debt validation letter. So if they happen to send an original contract with your signature, the next thing you're going to do is settle the account. So let's negotiate a settlement, because we're not paying collection agencies full price. No, sir. But what we will do is we'll negotiate a settlement if you agree to delete the account. And a lot of these collection agencies, their policy is to delete. They just don't want to say that to you. If you ask them that over the phone, they're going to say no. If you just look at their policies online, a lot of times you will see that they will request that an account that's satisfied to be deleted within 30 to 60 days or something like that. But the reason why I don't just like to go off policy is because sometimes they take their precious time. Sometimes they renege on their word. So what we want is something in writing saying that, yes, we will agree to the settled amount and we will delete this account off your credit report. Moving along. With student loans, a lot of times with student loans, y'all, really what you need to do with student loans, and I don't want to make this sound easier than what it is, because it's a process to get student loans removed, and they make it really hard. Unless you're in a profession where your student loans can be discharged and removed from your credit report, it's tough to get student loans removed. I'm not gonna lie. It's not impossible, but it's tough. The way that I've successfully gotten student loans removed is factual disputing. I have a video on how to remove student loans that you can go and look at to get a full detailed explanation on how to remove student loans. You have to find inaccuracies to get student loans removed. But if you can't, I highly suggest getting on an income-driven repayment plan just to keep those student loans reporting, because they add so much value and they hold so much weight with your credit score, because they tend to have a lot of age. So when they go, sometimes points go with them. But definitely go check that video out. It's very detailed. I just don't want to repeat myself because it's so much, and I don't want to overwhelm you all with this video. And with charged off accounts, you pretty much do the same thing. You're looking for inaccuracies. I also have a video on how to remove charged off accounts. It's all about facts. Facts. Please find inconsistencies and use that to your advantage to get accounts removed. But just know that once the account is removed, regardless if it's an unpaid closed account, derogatory student loan charged off account, or collection, you have to pay these companies, especially the original creditors, so that these accounts cannot be resold and placed back on your credit again. Once they're removed, that does not mean the debt goes away. It's just off your credit. But do settle these accounts while they're off so they will not come back. Let's move on to public records. Okay, so with public records, it's all the information reporting the same on all three bureaus, such as the dates, court information, case or filing numbers, and contact information. Everything must match, and if it doesn't, use that to your advantage to get the account removed. Check for lawsuits that you were not involved in, or lawsuits that are still reporting after 7 years. Also, check for bankruptcies that were filed over 10 years ago and are still reporting. You can send a simple letter for lawsuits and bankruptcies that says, this account has been on my credit past its time. It needs to come off immediately. It's been past 7 years. It was supposed to come off in 10 years and it's still on my account. Something like that. Please remove this immediately from my credit report. That's all you have to say for any account that is on your credit report past the 7 to 10 year max that is supposed to be listed. With bankruptcies, you always want to seek a method of verification first. You always want to find out who they verified that public record with. 9 times out of 10, they're going to say LexisNexis. TransUnion, I do want to say this because I didn't say it in my bankruptcy video that I posted, which you definitely need to go check out to get a thorough rundown of how to remove bankruptcies. But TransUnion verifies all bankruptcies filed after November of 2018 through a company called LCI. So you definitely want to look that company up and place a security freeze or suppress that information as well. So definitely look into that. I recently found it out and wanted to share that information as well. I'm not saying the process is easy. It took me 10 months to get a bankruptcy removed, and it was a dismissed Chapter 13. So I'm not going to say that my timeline and your timeline will match. It will be the same. Once you get it removed from the source, it is so much easier to get it removed from the credit bureau. If you want a more detailed explanation on removing bankruptcy, definitely check out my bankruptcy video. Okay, so the last thing is to begin disputing. Once you have all your items ready to dispute, create your own letters. Purchase dispute letters with me. I've learned that it's best to dispute 5 accounts per credit bureau, just not to overwhelm yourself and also to get better results. Bureaus have 30 days to investigate your disputes. And that is not 30 days from the date that you send the letter. It's 30 days from the date they receive your letters. That's why it's best to send things certified. It's only recommended that you send it certified. It's not set in stone that you have to send all your dispute letters certified. You don't, because I know it can get pricey. I know it can add up if you have a lot of things to dispute. It can add up, but I highly recommend sending things certified, especially method of verification, debt validation letters, and pay to delete letters or pay for deletion, however you say it, letters. You know, send those certified so you'll know when they received it. That way, you can officially start counting the 30 days down there. And if you contact the bureaus within the 30 days about any of the accounts that you're disputing, you are going to grant them an additional 15 days to to investigate your dispute. They don't need 45 days to investigate. The 30 days is enough time for them. And that is pretty much it, guys. I hope that I have answered some questions. Y'all, I'm at 57 minutes of recording. So I'm going to have to get this video down, cut out some stuff. Guys, that spam is ridiculous. Please do not fall for any of that. I cannot control, the spam. I try my best to remove it as I see it. But when I say it comes in so much, it's like, it'll just be like 10 comments back to back. And they have like ridiculous amounts of likes, and I have no idea how that works. But please do not fall for any of that stuff in my comments with the hacker stuff. Like, I have no control over it, but I try to remove it, as I see it, but it comes in batches. It's so much of it. Y'all have a great day. I don't want to babble and go on and on and on and on. This video is already over an hour. So I hope this video helps you all. Definitely give it a thumbs up, and y'all have a phenomenal day. Peace.